Hi folks, Mr. Wolfman here, and thanks to my friends over there, Mr. John McClain and Martin Riggs. When you hear the word Beretta, this is what everyone thinks of. This is what pops in your mind. Some version of a 92, which are excellent pistols that have been around a very long time. But today's video, I'd like to take a look at a different Beretta, and with Beretta being around 498 years, the longest standing firearms company in the world, I thought, let's take a look at this unheralded beauty, the APX A1. This is a compact, optics-ready, fiber optic front, nice black serrated rear. Being the compact, it is 15 round. What's in the box? Well, you already know. It comes with 2 magazines. It comes with 3 backstraps total, medium on the gun, and a loader there. The magazines are a bit weird, having this kind of raised dimple in the front. Loading the other one last night, I wasn't sure about the follower. It was doing some weird things, so hopefully that's not an issue. But I thought, after 498 years, it would be nice if I took another look at a Beretta when these things were on a crazy sale and they're around budget. So I want to look at some good budget options. Why did I want to look at this option is because, well, I love my Stoeger STR9C showing right here so much. Done some videos on it. Hopefully you've seen those already. This one's got the Gideon Omega on it, which I absolutely love. And, well, I'm bringing this up because Beretta Holdings owns Stoeger. So, owns Benelli, owns Stoeger since 2000. And this is approximately the same size as this. Both are clear. So, but they're approximately the same size. This is a 15, this is a 13, this is a 3.82-inch barrel, this is a 3.7-inch barrel. I like this one so much. I'm like, well, hey, I wonder how much sharing was going on. I wonder how the Beretta is. This handles recoil really, really well. This is a bit of a chunky monkey, so I don't know what to expect in an hour. I'll be hitting the range. And this is like 23.5 ounces with the Gideon optic. It's just under 26 ounces empty with magazine. With magazine, those are the weights that matter. This is 27.7 with a very thick slide. Baby got back. This thing is thick. It is a very, very wide slide. Now, it looks beautiful. I like the grip texture. It's a little fake texture there, very light, but the stippling in the front is very nice, like, 1911s used to come, with nice checkering in the front strap. Nice kind of double undercut there for all of the one person in the world, Jerry Mikulek's daughter, that actually hooks that still. That's there and checkered. You got only 2 rails there. It's a pretty short rail on the compact, so I don't know about lights for this. Probably only a 7A or something like that, TLR7. But on the full size, I'm sure that's not an issue. Optics plate, I don't know how usual that is. It has 2 different size circles. So I was really hoping my optics adapter plate for the Mediator Gideon would work, and it doesn't work. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to get a plate from like Galloway Precision or something, see if I can get that, and maybe get another Omega, being the RMR size, but I was hoping to do the Mediator on this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a plate that fits. However, the sights are fabulous. It does point very naturally. This does have less of a grip angle than the Stoeger, which is a little more like Glock, but not as bad as a Glock. So I do really like this. I think once I run some hollow points, this is going to be my optics-ready carry pistol. Okay. This is loaded, I think it's 32 ounces, so it's still doable and very low recoil, good for home defense, good for all size hands as well, which I also picked these up because I think this is compact size, or subcompact if you want to call it that. I really appreciate almost all pistols in the 3.5 to 3.9 inch barrel lengths. It tends to be what I like as a do-everything and carry pistol. Good full hollow point expansion, good velocity, everything you need from a 9mm, but yet small enough, light enough, usually to carry. This is a bit chunky. So I don't know what I'm going to think about this. I did try the different backstraps. I figured out how to do that last night. Disassembly was kind of a pain, and I'm a strong guy, and you really got to push, and I can't show you, but it takes a good amount of strength, and that's even after doing it a couple times and dropping some oil on it. And I don't really know what to think of this. I guess I have to put it in the perspective that I think it was designed for the M17 MHS selection trials in 2016 or so, 2015, 2016. So is it big? Is it sturdy? Yeah, it's got a big, very thick slide. So thick that it doesn't fit any of my box of Kydex holsters. That's pretty unusual. Most pistols will fit in some that I have. Not only that, but it's very, very tall from here to the bottom of the trigger guard. This is a huge trigger guard to get a finger in, and again, we are clear. I'll show you the trigger. It's got a nice trigger. It's just a little bit of take up. So dingus to here, take up to wall. Dingus flat, little travel to wall. Short trigger. Feels spongy dry fire, but I think it's going to be fine live fire. And a very short assisted reset. Now, when I put the small backstrap on last night, this would work for small hands. It makes a big difference both on this and the STR9C. So if you put the small backstraps on, it gives you more trigger reach and good. I wanted to see if I would like the large because it has a beaver tail, and I like that. I like the large backstrap on a Gen 5 Glock. I like the beaver tail, but it's a little thicker here, so I don't like the extra thickness. My hands aren't that big. So I'm sticking with the medium. I shoot with the distal joint, not the tip. But again, if you were a small-handed person, you could put the small backstrap on, and it makes a bit of difference. It should have very low recoil, having a heavy slide. Hopefully it's not so heavy and long where it slams back down. So hopefully it's a good training pistol, range pistol kind of thing. Now, if I were a cop and somewhere where you wanted something small enough, but yet heavy enough recoil to be kind of duty and still carry on the hip, plainclothes detectives, etc., I think it's a good pistol based on what I'm feeling so far. So, coming in with different weights, 27.7, 23.5 / just under 26. I think it was 24.5.9 with the optic. I love the sights already. This is a more 1911 grip angle, to get back to what I was saying earlier. You just point it out, and I think you'll be able to just do what I call shoulder extension and just push out without bringing it all the way up to your sights. And it should like point shoot or shoulder extension shooting, or I also call it slide focus. Having the wide slide, the fiber optic front here, it just funnels in. Like literally, I think I'll be able to make 7-yard hits today without fully bringing up into my sight line, just kind of looking over it. Because it points naturally, and that big slide gives you what I call slide focus. It gives you this nice aiming surface orientation with the fiber optic there. So this is a bit of an unheralded pistol, but it has been on such big sales lately that I'm curious how it performs. And so I can tell you guys, and a bit of a comparison maybe, and maybe some dual wielding with this, even though one's optic, one's fiber optic. I don't know how that's going to work with a green dot and a red fiber optic. Maybe I'll do some dual wielding at the end of the day. We'll see how crazy I get, having some fun. But this didn't fit in any of my Kydex holsters. Not only that, it didn't fit in almost any of my multi-fit kind of leather holsters. Either the slide's too thick and it starts ripping seams, or it's too tall front to bottom. So some of the design cues are weird unless I put it in the perspective of trying to win huge military contracts. And then I'm like, okay, huge for gloves, trigger guard. I kind of get it. Big, beefy slide. I mean, I feel like I could whip someone if I need to, and all of that. So striker fired gun, good trigger, good ergos, good texture in the front. I'd like a bit more up there that just kind of looks a little bit. But all in all, it feels good. It's pretty natural. Oh, also the takedown lever. My fingers aren't that long where I'll probably be using that as a gas pedal memory. I mean, they're a little too far forward. But just locking down here as a gas pedal on the takedown lever, that's going to give a lot. That's like a real true gas pedal. That's going to give a lot of leverage to keep the pistol flat shooting. So anyway, there's the APX A1. I think of the first APX because of the design of the slide that looked like a candy bar, trombolone, or whatever it's called. People did not like that. And so once the A1 kind of got neglected once this came out, I think it's going to be a good pistol for the money other than being heavy and thick. Could you carry it? Yeah, you could carry it. But when these are my best options out of boxes and bags full of holsters, what do we got? Our more here. This one fits, though if I push it all the way deep, I can't get a master grip, so I'd have to ride like that. That's an option. I think I have a smaller one somewhere that might fit. This was my original go-to anything leather holster. It kind of fits in there, but actually the trigger guard's catching on the reholster. That's not awesome, and it's starting to pull the seams. Relentless Tactical, that kind of works. And I think I'm going to roll today with this high-tech Uncle Mike's. And it actually works. I don't even know where I got this. I must have picked it up at a garage sale or a trade or something. I have no idea where this came from. But it kind of works well. And I can rotate this so it hopefully conceals a bit. Put the extra mag in there. And I might be rolling real tier 3 Uncle Mike's. And I think it's actually going to work. Because I'm doing appendix outside the waistband, AOWB. And it might actually be kind of comfortable with all this big old padding. So I don't know what holster companies. Beretta sells a bunch on their website. The best one I saw is probably from A&R. I might reach out to them and see if I can get a actual holster. If you're a holster company and you got something that fixed the APX A1 compact, please let me know. Guys, if you did any of the earlier ones, please let me know what you think of it. And earlier there was some 13-round versions and all of that. I like getting a full master grip. Oh, also the magazine's got the dimples to strip. So you can see it's kind of made for military and police duty. But again, I think it's going to be a nice range pistol for women especially if I swapped out the small backstrap. So especially if you're like a female or newer small statured shooter, let me know what you think of it. If you get the good trigger reach with the small, with the medium, I think it's good for me. And large is pretty big for large hands. So if you got giant hands with a large backstrap, it feels good. And very different, kind of same. Very different, I guess, but kind of in that same range, 2.7, 3.82. And I really like the kind of do anything compact, subcompact range, again, with that 3.5 to 3.9 inch barrels, more so than like the typical 4-inch pistols. I kind of like the just a bit smaller. I like the way they carry. So this is made a strip. And I forgot one other thing I wanted to point out about this, and I can't think of it right now. So anyway, guys, there's the Beretta APX A1. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And we'll see how she performs today, thanks to Federal Ammunition.